Hello, this is Beryl from Cyber Kids, and today we're going to be talking about Linux 2020 distros. So I'm just going to be talking about Linux distros today. So I'm talking about the four, from what I've heard, the four most popular and useful ones. So first I'm going to talk about Elementary. Elementary is the good things about Elementary is it looks just great, super good. But it doesn't really have a lot of pre-installed apps, so not that great. I didn't really like it. I tried it. Not a fan, but you can try it. So basically, what it's for is it's really the distro that gets you as far away as possible from the image of nerdy hacker guy bashing away at a terminal interface. It's like that's what it is basically. It's probably the most attractive distro around, with a style similar to Mac OS. This operating system's superb desktop environment known as Pantheon. What? I don't think I'm saying that right. I hope I'm saying that right. Pantheon is based on GNOME. No, I'm saying that one right. Yeah. Don't really know the R. Okay. The latest version of Elementary OS is called Loki, which as well as being a bit prettier and neater than its predecessor, Freya. Yeah, it has its own application installer UI called App Center. It's a delightfully simple way to install apps outside the terminal, which is handy, as there aren't many pre-installed apps. Elementary OS does, however, come bundled with the Epiphany browser, the Jiri email client, hope I'm saying that right, and a few basic tool apps. You may need to add more programs, but this is easy to do using the integrated App Center, which contains paid programs designed specifically for the OS, such as Quilter for budding writers or SpiceUp for composing presenters. The inconvenience of buying and downloading additional apps is balanced by the Elementary OS's elegance. To find how all the downloads of it, just go to https semicolon or whatever it's called, / elementary.io / Next distro we're going to be talking about is Linux Mint. The good things about Linux Mint is it's ideal for those switching from Windows or Mac to Linux, because it's a lot like Windows and Mac, because it's very simple and easy to understand, kind of. And it also has good media support out of the box, an impressive amount of customization, which, pretty good. I like that. And I couldn't really find any cons on this guy. Nobody really hates this. It's like Windows and Mac. It's not really what you want in Linux. What Linux is for is to get away from Windows and Mac. So, I don't really find any cons on this, so what the heck. So, Linux Mint is a great default distro for new Linux users, as it comes with a lot of software you'll need from switching from Mac or Windows, such as LibreOffice Writer, I'm just going to say that, the favored productivity suite of Linux users. It also has better support for proprietary media format, allowing you to play videos, DVDs, MP3 music files out of the box. You can download 3 main starter flavors of Mint 19. Okay. Each of which uses a different desktop environment. The topmost layer of the interface allowing you to change elements such as the appearance of windows and menus, Cinnamon is currently the most popular, but you can also change the more basic Mate or XFCE, or I think it's FX but without the A. Linux Mint 18.3, that was the last release to have an official KDE version. Unfortunately, this is no longer available with Linux Mint 19, but it can still be installed on top of version 19 if you miss it. While time shift was introduced in version 18.3 and to all Linux Mint releases, this is one of the main features of Linux Mint 19. Time shift enables users to restore their computer from the last functional snapshot. All these desktop environments offer a great deal of customization options, so feel free to download a few and boot as the live CD player according to which works best. You can get Linux Mint at https://spros www.linuxmint.com. Yeah. The next thing we're going to be talking about is Arch Linux. The good things about Arch Linux is the fact that it has a massive potential for customization, which means like you can make it do anything. Like you can set up anyway. Like if you want the application menu to be on the top of the screen for some reason, or like right in the center. Don't know why you would want that, but hey, I'm not in charge of your life. You can do whatever you want. You can do that and stuff. But the bad part of Arch Linux is the fact that it requires a level of knowledge to use beyond the typical computer user. So basically, it's hard to use. It's confusing, probably. It's very confusing. I'd probably cry myself to sleep if I used it. If I tried to use that, because I have trouble using one of the easiest, from what I've heard. But so basically, if you're willing to try a slightly less user-friendly distro, Arch Linux is the most popular choices around. Arch allows you to customize your build using the terminal to download and install packages. It's particularly handy for developers and those with older machines who may not want unnecessary packages taking up space. The main aim of Arch Linux is to keep things simple, not so much for users as much as ensure code is clean and correct. With a minimalist approach to everything, there's not so much bundled with it as other distros, so users will be expected to download any additional software they need, as well as customize Arch Linux according to their needs. While it may make the distro a little complicated, the lack of bloat can make it especially attractive to users who want a clean Linux experience with little or no clutter. The result is a Linux experience that definitely favors the more experienced users rather than beginners, so keep that in mind. There was originally a version built to be a more user-friendly named Antergos, but that has now been discontinued, sadly. But another feature of Arch Linux is rather than major releases, it follows a rolling release model, so it's continually updated. So it's kind of like, have you ever been? So you know how console games like just update. You just have to install the update. And it's not like you have to reinstall the whole game. Well, most distros you have to do that for, but because we have Arch Linux says you don't, and you don't really have to even install it. Well, so all you have to do is just install the update and not like reinstall the whole thing. Kinda nice. So I'm probably getting it though. I don't want to be confused. So you can get Arch Linux at archlinux.org/download. Yeet. Next distro we're going to be talking about is Ubuntu. The great thing about it is it's very accessible for novices, people who are new to it, and the security and stable. It's very secure in the LTS version, long-term support, and Ubuntu is a spin for underpowered PCs. Hope I'm saying that Ubuntu right. It's basically Ubuntu. So basically, Ubuntu is just for basically underpowered PCs that are really not that good. AKA basically any Windows computer. That's not Alienware. Alienware is pretty good, but most Windows computers. No, just kidding. So Ubuntu is one of the most popular. Also, there's no cons in my mind. It's perfect in my mind. Perfect in my mind. Ubuntu is the most popular flavors of Linux. Wait, flavors. Okay, flavors of Linux, and along with Mint, is strongly recommended for Linux newbies, as it's extremely accessible. The first versions of Ubuntu are released every 6 months. New versions of Ubuntu are released every 6 months, not first. That's weird. And every other year, the developer Canonical, I hope I'm saying that right. Hashtag not sponsored. Releases an LTS long-term support version of Ubuntu. These guarantee 5 years of security and general maintenance updates, so you can carry on using your machine without the hassle of running a full upgrade every few months, which is very nice. Good. The current LTS version of Ubuntu, GNOME 3, desktop environment, will use the GNOME 3 desktop environment, which may be less familiar to Windows and Mac OS users, and there are various versions of Ubuntu which employ different Windows managers such as Ubuntu, I already talked about that one, and use a minimal desktop environment based on LXDE, and a selection of fast, lightweight applications. This places far less strain on the system resources than the graphic intensive Unity. You can get Ubuntu at ubuntu.com/download/desktop.